Tell me about your investing strategy. You're how old?
Sure, 22.
22 years old. You're about to invest in your first investment property. All right, talk me through it. How do you do that at 22, man?
So, well, I mean, I think where it all started was when I joined NewView, getting started with NewView.
Yeah, man.
Learn about real estate investing because everyone that has their IRA at NewView pretty much invests into real estate. I went to local real estate groups, and I'm about to graduate with my finance degree, so I've always been interested in investments. And through networking with people at events that NewView does, I feel like real estate is kind of just like the spot to be in.
Yeah,
and,
and it's like everybody's doing it. Why aren't I doing it?
Exactly.
Right?
It's
like,
and I know how.
That's why you hang with the people that you want to be associated with, right? You're like a product of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
Right.
When you're hanging out in NewView, you understand there's opportunity out there that people can invest their retirement accounts. And
exactly.
So, like anybody in the normal world at 22 is like, I don't even understand what a retirement account, what is retirement, what is a retirement account, what is nobody's even asking what self-directed is.
No one knows.
But you're in this amazing bubble, man, and you're around people that get it. So all right, so you're part of the team, you see other people are doing it.
Yes.
All right. So how long you been at NewView?
2 years.
Okay. So you're 22 now. So talk to me about 19-year-old Joey.
19-year-old Joey. Oh my God, man.
And from an investing perspective, I mean, I'm going to share this with some of my friends and family. So
go.
From an investing perspective, only from a 19-year-old Joey.
So investing perspective, I mean, the only thing that I really had access to, like I was working at Dillard's in retail, so it's not like I was making a boatload of money. I didn't have a lot of buying power.
Yeah.
But what everyone can mess with when they have little buying power is like small cap stocks, like the publicly traded securities.
Sure. So you had an interest in it. You were able to do what like the normal traditional model was.
Exactly.
Did you think that was the only way to do it?
I thought at first that it was the only way.
Me too, man.
Yeah, so I'm like, stock market, learn how to trade, this and that. The finance degree, they don't touch on real estate much.
Right.
They touch about publicly traded securities and funds like that, so I thought that was the only way. So 19-year-old me, I was pretty much messing with stocks here and there, making money, losing money.
Nice. So you're ahead of the game for what a normal 19-year-old is doing.
I would say so because I've always been interested in finance and investing, and also that's at about the same time that I read the book that everyone reads, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
19 years old, you're at it. Dude, you beat me, man. I was saying, man, I'm bummed because I started investing at 23 in real estate.
Don't let me beat you,
I read the book at 23 and then I just quit my job and I was like, I'm going to start this thing. But you had a leg up, brother.
So, yeah, I mean, I heard about it through one of my coworkers, so I read that, and I feel like that's what made me think to myself, if I'm going to buy a property, I'm not going to buy a property just to live in it and pay my mortgage. I'm going to be, having someone pay my mortgage for me and keep doing it, stay on the left side of the balance sheet with it.
There you go. Most people think when they buy a house, and this is what we know from Rich Dad Poor Dad, most people think when they buy a house to live in, it's the biggest asset they will ever own.
Right.
It's really the biggest liability that many people will ever own. Because an asset is something that pays for itself every single month, brings money in.
Right.
When you're living in your house, I'm not bringing in income in my house that I live in. I'm paying a lot out.
Yeah.
Right? And, the mortgage, the utilities, whatever. So it's actually a liability, and everybody's so fixated on buying their first house to live in.
Yes.
It's whack. It's not the right way to think about it, right?
Too, right? They're like, let's see,
how much can I afford, right? Terrible.
So I think that book helped me a lot, and and then getting involved with NewView like a couple years later, that really kind of just sparked it off for me with, here are all the strategies that you can do with real estate. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the perfect position. I got a good network of people I could talk to about this and get advice from.
Mm-hmm. How'd you land the job? Did you specifically target NewView and I want to be surrounded by this type of environment?
My professor at Seminole State College, my accounting professor, knew Glen.
Yeah.
And Glen, the founder of NewView, he hosted an entrepreneur discussion panel. So he came into our class and he was like, this is only for Seminole State College students. Feel free to come. You'll get to hear about my story, creating NewView.
Nice.
So I went to that. I introduced myself to Glen, and they happened to have some open positions there. And they were like, yeah, since we met you here, we'll get you in for an interview, first thing. So I interviewed with them, and I didn't qualify for the position I interviewed for because it was a full-time position. I was still in college.
Yeah.
But I got offered a better position to be on their sales team.
Nice, man.
So they were like, let's see part-time opportunities in sales. I'll mark you down for that. See what we got going on. So I'm like, part-time in sales, I'm not going to be able to, thanks for the time to meet with me, but they called me like a day later, and they were like, we can do it.
No way.
So that's how I got involved with Newview. It was just through school, really, and networking.
Well, I mean, I think everything I'm learning about you through this conversation is that you have constructed your reality here, right? You were interested in investing in the traditional methods at 19, when most 19-year-olds aren't even thinking about that, right? So you were aware, and then you read the book. Some beautiful person in your life gave you that book at 19. That formed your reality. And then, through school, most people aren't even thinking about working or a job that, is really going to kind of set them apart, right? Like when I was in school and I was graduating, I was just so focused on doing what I thought was the right thing to do, the normal thing to do, which is to go and work for corporate America. And if I could go back and do it over again, I would love to get in a position to work with a group like Newview, right? Because it's not so much the money that you're going to make in that organization, right? It's about the knowledge, like the support, the network that you have. Like, I'm going to help you out as much as I can for you, knowing that you are investing at 22 and you're going to be building a rental property portfolio. Dude, that's where I was. Like, it's the coolest thing. And if you worked at corporate America, you're not going to meet people like the people that you meet here, So
it's so great.
You've made everything happen, which is awesome, man.
I guess so.
Congrats,
somehow.
Brother.